the Nano tier list. I've had a system in play for this tier list since about last year when I started back up with Fusionfall again. This system is essentially, I rank the Nanos, and I've talked about it in the Hex video, a couple others. The scale, the ranking system. I don't know, I could turn up the music down. Actually, I can go on the tab. Slightly, not too much. But anyways, let me make sure that I didn't mess my sound up too much. Okay, I'm still on. But anyways, this tier list, this system is on 4 scales. There are 4 points here. Nano's importance to the series. And the other 3 are for powers. That's the scale here. I'm not gonna be biased, because if I was biased here, that's me being biased. Swampfire is S, but I'm not gonna be biased. I'm gonna be honest and factual with each power. I probably should have had the Nano powers up on the something, but I didn't think about that. But we're gonna be honest, factual with each power. I'm gonna let my vision that I've seen around the community judge some powers like bonus and revive and some of those others and take them into deep accounts. This is gonna be a video though, so this will be a longer one. So wait out, let's just jump right into it with number 1, Buttercup, not number 1. Buttercup gets this point in importance. So that's already a point towards her. She gets a point in importance. But she also has stun, which is really good in terms of everything. Like the best damage power. I would say it's a good damage power. Stun. Then we have group heal, which is admittedly the weakest heal, but it's still a heal. So I'd say that's still pretty good. And then she has Scavenge, which I'm not sure how the mass public views Scavenge. I feel like we all think it's a good power, but I'm not sure. Fortunately, I don't have anyone here to tell me if that is a good power. But I will say that it is most definitely a good power, because Scavenge, it's the only way to finish the game in some way. So, if we're taking that into account, a point in importance, and she does have 3 powers, I'll give her a 0.5 for Scavenge, which is stupid. Actually, no, I won't. That's a dumb way. But I'll say she is currently our first and only 4 out of 4 Nano. She's got all the points she needs, and that helps. So then we got number 2. Fittingly, the second Nano. He's got the run and importance. That's 2 points in. We all know the run. We all know, the Zuma Zoom. Even though it's not called Zuma Zoom, we all call it Zuma Zoom. And he's got that. Recall. Ugh. I feel like people say Recall is better late game, and that's just not true. It's just not good in general. Like, yeah, infected zones are tedious, and that's a problem, but I really don't see any use for the power of Recall. Bonus, though. I still think it's good. I know others probably won't, because what's the point of getting Taros? So, taking into account everyone else's opinions on bonus, and how we pretty much all feel about Recall, I'm saying that's a steady 2 out of 4. He's got the run and importance. So then Eddie here. Eddie. Famous Nano. We all know Eddie. We all know the con man Eddie. Let me do this so we know what we're talking about. Music. But, Eddie has importance, of course. Most everyone here has importance. There's only 2 characters here I'd say don't get the point in importance. Eddie gets that importance point. He also has self-heal, which is the best heal. However, he has guard, and guard is without a doubt the worst power. I mean, oh no, I lost my boosts and potions, what will I do? Proceeds to go to a boost and potion shop and buy them. They're not that expensive. So I will honestly say Eddie is a good 3 out of 4. He's got the heal, the run, the group run, which is still a good run. Forgot to mention that. And the self-heal. So he's a pretty good 3 out of 4 Nano. Eduardo, he has Drain. That's good. And he has Heal Self-Area. Also good. Radar is also the worst power in the game because you have eyes. Eyes! You can just see. Look at the screen. Unless you're blind. In that case, I don't know how you're playing Fusionfall. That sounds offensive, I'm sorry. Sorry to blind people, but you can see the enemies, so there's really no point for radar. Then of course he has the importance, so I think that's another 3 out of 4 in this system of ranking. Then we got Blossom. Oh gosh, what were her powers again? She has a stun. She has this. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up powers. I completely forgot powers on her. How did I forget the powers on her? I'm gonna pull up the wiki real quick and check this. Nanos. Redirected from Nanos. Nano. Okay. Let's see. Freedom. Freedom, that's right. So she has importance, of course. Stun, which of course is also good. And then there's, how do we all stand on freedom? Like, I can't ever find a definitive opinion on how we all stand on freedom. Like, it's kinda good? You can deflect enemy attacks with freedom, so I'd say it's a pretty good, but group freedom? Oh, this is a hard one. Freedom's like a weird in-between power. It's each. We can all agree Antidote is kind of mid. There's like no reason to use Antidote. If you don't want to stand on toxic fusion matter, you just move away from the fusion matter. Granted, in something like Fusion's Lair, it's kind of good, and I'll admit when I first played through back in 2018, in retro, I tried using this, but I'm gonna say... Okay, I'm going to just be the deciding factor here. Freedom is a good power. Group freedom still means that you get the shield. I've never seen anyone choose freedom on her. So I'm going to have to say that she is a 3 out of 4. In my opinion, I will give bonus this. I'll take bonus and revive and look at them truthfully, but freedom is a hard one to truly look at because how do you judge a shield power like that? So yeah. Then we got Wilt. One of the nanos that got screwed over by the double powers. 2 snares. He's got a... Let's see what he's got. He's got jump. This is the old game. I don't want the old game. Well, it's the only one I'm getting. Okay, well, anyways. He's got jump, which we all know is good. Snare target area, and I want to say snare cone. I don't... As a person who's never chosen snare on the playthrough, I checked that. Not a single nano has snare or guard, except I was going to change Coco to guard. We'll just say that snare and guard are the 2 that I slacked on. Did I choose freedom? No, I'm thinking about it. Did I actually choose freedom on anyone? Oh, yeah, I did Billy. But anyways, I'm just gonna say snare is kind of... You can slow enemies down, hooray. But they're gonna be slowed for a little while. It's really good if you're dealing with a horde of enemies, but I'm just gonna say snare is still pretty weak in terms of powers. And you give him 2, so I think he only gets the... He gets the point in importance, and he gets the jump. That's what he gets. That's what he pretty much gets. So then we move on to Didi, who I would say is messed up by the dual power, except damage. I get it, damage is a weaker leech. But damage area and damage point are pretty good. So I'd say that's a pretty good power setup for her. Now, the group revive. That is the worst power in my eyes. It is awful. It is just, it sucks. I accidentally opened my folders. I didn't mean to do that. It sucks. And of course she gets the point in importance because that's how this works. So I'm going to say she's a solid 3 out of 4. 2 damages, importance. Shame the one thing. She has group revive. Number 5. Now, let's check the powers on number 5. That is not my powers. So she has... She has revive. Now, revive is a situational power. Sometimes it's good to have revive. Maybe if you don't want to heal or heal nano, you can easily swap that out for revive, which is alright. But I wouldn't. I think revive is all a good power. If you're fighting Fuse, as you saw with my playthrough, which will be up on YouTube at some point, the final battle of Fuse, it's kind of good to have that revive, because then you can just get back into the action. However, then he like mega eruptions you. So sneak. Well, sneak is more important in Retribution thanks to the amount of enemies, so I will take that into account. And group sneak, I think, has the same effects as sneak, so I'll give her the points for importance, and of course there's leech. I don't think we need to debate Leech is the best damage in the game, so she gets those 2 points. It's really down to that Sneak and Revive that really struggle it for me. I want to give her the 4 of 4, but I don't really see how Revive could be better than a 3 out of 4 power. If we say Sneak is good, this is the weird one. Those 2 powers are in a weird position where they can be good, but also can't be good at the same time. So we'll break the difference 3 out of 4. There's been a lot of 3 out of 4s. Thankfully, we have someone with a lacking power. Double D. Ed or Double D. We're all going to call him Double D because we know. Recall Self, Treasure Finder, and Snare Self Area. First off, Recall we've discussed with number 2 is a pretty bad power. Treasure Finder is only good if you're hunting for the golden eggs. You do not need the cocoa eggs all the time. Sometimes in infected zones, they're nice. It's cool. But, like, come on, do you really need that power? And then there's Snare, so I'm gonna say it. He's our first 1 out of 4. He's got only a point in importance because it's Double D. Oh, Megas. Oh, you big Megas boy. 2 sleeps. So, according to Retribution, which is what I'm doing this tier list off of, you get guaranteed crits if you use sleep. Which sounds good. It really does. But Sleep Cone, Sleep Area, Sneak South. I will give him the benefit of the doubt and say that Sneak is good. I will still say that Sleep is pretty bad. It's just a weaker Snare. Not Snare, Stun. Like, as soon as you hit them, they're awake. Stun at least keeps them knocked out for a couple more attacks. So I will say, he's got the point in Sneak and importance, so he will get a 2. We got Billy. We got dumb boy Billy here with Freedom, Self, Sleep Area, and Damage Cone. So, I previously stated Freedom here with Blossom was a pretty good power, so he's got that. And he does have damage and importance. That sleep does bring him down. So I honestly, as much as I don't really care for the Billy Nano, have to say he's a 3 out of 4, which is kind of... We got a lot of 3 out of 4s. This is kind of something. But, here we go. Here we go. Utonium. Utonium nearly won a Nano pool by Magic the Dealer. With that Drain Point, that group jump, Rocket Self, and his Professor Town. I don't think we need to debate this. 4 out of 4 Nano. Definitely top of the tier list with Buttercup. 4 points completely. 3 amazing powers. Like, how group jump may be a little weaker, but you're still gonna get the benefits of it. Drain, also incredible because it's Drain. And Rocket, dude, it's the best movement in the game. Like, I don't think there's a debate that Rocket is a bad power. So I will say 4 out of 4. I'm honestly also thinking of bumping Sneak. Just because you could... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to bump Sneak. So actually, we're going to bump these 2 characters down a tier. I'm sorry. I know... you gotta think in the long run. I don't care if it's only in Retribution. Sneak, not really that good. Just fight the enemies at that rate. Or better yet, just move out of the way and find a different path. So we're just gonna say Sneak is a worse power. I know that changes the things up, but that's what I gotta say. So then we have him. Oh boy, is him about to get a 4 out of 4? Oh no. I felt great at a cracker cleanser looks. Okay, I'm not liking where this is going. I've stated my opinions on the him Nano. I don't really care for him. I think that Mojo Jojo got the job done, and we didn't need another villain. So, that's my opinion, though. I get some people love him. I just don't care that much. Try to put this in a place where it doesn't... Okay. But I have to admit, him gets important point. Gets a point in importance. As much as I don't want to give him that point in importance, he does. He's a big villain. And then, he's got Drain, Heal, a Drain area, admittedly, but a Drain, which I slept on Drain for years. I see now, Drain. Awesome power. Amazing power. And then we have Heal Self Area, It's a heal. It's also good. And then Freedom, and Freedom is our weird power that we're just gonna say is good. So, I hate to say it, but I think I give him a 4 out of 4. As much as that pains me on the inside, him does have a 4 out of 4. Dang, I never thought I'd talk so much smack on him in his video, and now here he is, top of the tier list. Let's just move on to Blue, who has a treasure finder and a snare cone. Those are pretty bad powers to begin with. But he does have a stun, and it's Blue. Blue is pretty much the main character of Foster's Home, so he gets the 2 out of 4. Less spent on Blue, the better. Ah, good old Bubbles. One of my favorite Nanos, personal favorites. I'll do maybe after this I'll do a personal favorites tier list where I just rank them based on how much I like them in terms of a character, and of course then him is going to be at the bottom. But Bubbles here, she's got the jump, self, good power. Damage, I still think is a good power. And then that snare. One power away from being perfect, but I think it's a nice steady 3 out of 4. This is probably going to be the most filled in, I think it. Okay, here we go. Our first character to not have a point in importance. I'm sorry, Demongo fans. I love Demongo too. But dude appeared in one episode. One episode! You cannot tell me that's importance. Scotsman and Aku appeared in multiple episodes. They got importance. Jack has importance. This dude, technically, as of 2023, when this is coming out, appeared in 2 episodes, and the other one was a cameo. Where he's just like, hey guys, it's me, Demongo, I'm alive again. Oop, this is the wrong place, I guess I'll leave. No, they didn't even have his original voice actor back. They changed it, I'm pretty sure. So 2 episodes. Granted, it is the Fusionfall style to reference things from one episode, but a whole character getting a nano slot. And then let's take a look at those powers, shall we? Damage, okay, snare, and revive. So, much as I like Demongo, he's only made it with that damage. If he didn't have that damage, I think he'd actually be the one and only 0 nano. Shame to say. Now, forearms. Ooh, forearms. Importance. The most iconic alien of Classic, aside from Diamond Head and Heat Blast. We all know forearms. Iconic. The only alien here that isn't from the Alien Force era, by the way. So, definitely worth it. He's got that leech, and he's got that scavenge. Really, really good powers. That sleep, though, does bog him down to a 3 out of 4. But I will say, if sleep did the guaranteed, I don't know if the guaranteed crits are a real thing. I've heard it. Yes, maybe a little bit in the playthrough when I did it on stream, but I could easily chalk that up to we had boosts. So, there's no proof currently sleep is a good power unless one of the Retribution guys comes in and tells me, and I happen to be able to record it, which I can't right now. Thank you, piece of junk computer, for breaking down on me. But this is about as far as Forearms is going to get. Now we get to number 1. Number 1. I have so many things up. Number 1. He's got heal. He's got damage. I honestly would give him a 4 out of 4. Because I think bonus is a good power. And I'm tempted to let my bias persuade. You know what? Should I just let my bias persuade? This is my tier list after all. My tier list. I think I'm going to let my bias persuade me and put number 2 here because bonus. And in that case, my bias persuades me and number 1 is a 4 out of 4 nano. I know. I'm cheap. Bonus. Not the best power. But I think it's good. I think it's good, okay? Is that so wrong to think that I get a little extra money from defeating enemies? So what? I bumped him up a tier. I bumped 2 characters up a tier. Look, I think it's good. This is my tier list. If you want to make one, here on tierlist.maker, new Fusionfall new Nano tier list maker. Look for this guide. That's the tier list you want. Then we're gonna skip this Nano because we haven't gotten them yet. So we move on to Mojo Jojo with Group Freedom, Drain Point, and Guard. Do we have another 3 out of 4 Nano here? Because we got that Importance, we got Freedom, we got Drain. Ugh, I think this is another 3 out of 4. this tier compared to the rest. Like, it is extending out. Just extending. That's crazy. Oh. And admittedly, Mojo is... The Drain really carries him, I think. I think the Drain carries this Nano. There are some powers that carry them, like obviously Scavenge and Rocket carry these two. I think most people get heal on number 1. Leech carries a lot of these characters, and Drain carries Mojo. But I'll give him that freedom. Especially, we also got to think through the playthrough of Retribution, every fusion has freedom for the most part. So yeah. Mandark. Oh my god, is this another... Okay, let's just say it. This is basically a 3 out of 4 tier, so I'm gonna move this one out of the way just so I can actually bother with the tier and the characters. So yeah, he's got a jump group and a stun, but he does have an antidote. But that jump group and stun, though, really do carry him. And I think he's another 3 out of 4? Okay, if we were ranking this without importance, I think the Mongo, or not the Mongo. I'm saying, if we were ranking importance here, but I need that 4 out of 4. If it was 3 out of 3, it'd be a lot different, but if it's 4 out of 4, it's something else. But yeah, look at this tier, it's getting filled up. Oh, hey. Let's just move on and see. Our next Nano is good old Grim. A Nano that is notably gimmicky. All of his powers are group. He's another 3 out of 4. Looking at this. Group heal, group run. But you just have that group revive, which is pretty bad for us. I can't, oh my god, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The problem is, a lot of characters do rank in importance, and that's what gets them the 3 out of 4 rating. Again, if I wasn't doing importance, probably a 2. A 2. I'd say also a 2. Most of these would just be bumped down to 2. Alright, here's my controversial opinion. Dexter. He has importance, and he has Rocket. But he also has a group sneak and recall. I get it. Everybody loves this Nano. They would always put him here. That is what most people would do. Dexter is a 4 out of 4 to them. Just because of that. Remember how I said here? Nanos are carried by a power? Yeah, Dexter is carried by Rocket. So, the hard truth. He sucks. He's a bad Nano. He has Rocket, and that is it. Recall and Sneak. Not good powers. So, hate to say it, but unfortunately, Dexter is a 2 out of 4. You got a problem with it? Take it up with the complaints department in the comments section. But again, it's a tier list. Make your own if you really want to put Dexter in high ranking. Next we have Vilgax. Old Vilgax. He's got importance. There is one villain from Ben 10 in his entire Rogues Gallery that should be in the game, and it's Vilgax. He, however, has radar and recall. But he does have a self-run. So I will say Vilgax is at least a 2. There's that. Now, my precious, my baby boy, my beloved Swampfire, my favorite Nano, favorite alien. God, I hate to have to put him in one of the lower tiers, but when you think about the facts. 2 sleeps and a sneak? We previously said Sneak is a mixed power, but I'm ranking it on the low scale. And yeah, Swampfire is important, but unfortunately that's all he's got. And that's a shame, because Swampfire is amazing. Personal biased? He's here, without a doubt. But logically biased, he's 1. He's got that importance, and that's it. Ruined, and it's really these 2 Nanos are awesome, but they're ruined by the two stuns. So next we got Mandy, who has importance, but she also has group, run, which is also good. But then we got that recall and treasure finder. So, you know, those are going to bog her down to a 2. I mean, I'm sure there's a use for every power in this game. You could find a way to say recall is good. You could find a way to say guard is good. And I won't listen, but I will. Okay, no, I'll listen. But I'm just going to look at you with concern. So yeah, Okay, now it looks like our 2 is getting filled because we have Coco here. With Group Freedom, we have Guard, I think it's a group by accident, and Stun Area, and of course, Importance. Yeah, it's another 3. Oh, thank goodness, we've had a little while, but that's another 3. I'm gonna stick by my guns and say Freedom's a good power. I know the shields aren't really that good. I mean, Freedom is useful if you want to avoid stuns, and dear God, a lot of the enemies do stuns, so you do want to avoid them. Alright, time to let personal bias not get in the way again. Mac Attack, or Mac. Let's just call him Mac. I like to call him Mac Attack. Rocket, good power, and he is the main character of Foster Son. But Sneak and Sleep, man, I hate to put him this low because he's another one of my personal favorites, but yeah, Mac is... he's got that too. He's got that too, and that's a shame. Alright, then we got number 3. Oh, this is another personal favorite, and I hate where this looks like it's gonna go. She's got Importance, and she's got Group Heal. Again, weakest heal in the game, but still enough. But Revive and Group Sneak. It's another 2, fortunately. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, the debated Nano. Okay, also, first off, this is all the Nanos are recorded year 1. Everyone else here is year 2, so my opinions on them much more fresh. So we've done them within the last month. Hex. You know what I'm gonna do? Ben 10 Wiki. We're gonna go straight to the Ben 10 Wiki for this. I'm gonna show you how unimportant Hex is as a character. So here we are, the Ben 10 Wiki. We're gonna only go by original series. So here's a bunch of Hex stuff. We know Hex, but I'm gonna spill a truth bomb. Appearances, Ben 10. Just 1 episode in season 1. Non-canon comic, by the way, so his second appearance isn't even canon to the main timeline. Then he appeared in this one, and then in this one. 4 episodes! That's Nano-worthy? And then he only appeared once in Alien Force, twice in, I guess, Ultimate Alien, and... I'm sorry. Hex, no, you don't even you get Run, that's it. All he has is Run. This Nano is my least favorite Nano, and it's a shame, because I actually generally think Hex is a cool character. But Sleep and Recall. Bad powers. He's not even important. 4 episodes, and one of them wasn't even canon when this game came out. And he didn't even appear in Alien Force until Season 3, and this was developed during Season 1 and 2, so... Get down to 1. Alright. That's enough on my Hex tangent. Juniper Lee. Personal favorite. One another personal favorite. She does got that jump, and she does have that leech. But she has Snare. I hate to say it, but that only puts her in a 3 out of 4. Snare cannot be carried by those other 2 powers. But still a really good Nano. Another really good Nano, number 4. Heal Self Area and Drain Area. Good powers. But that Group Revive, though. Gotta say it. You're a 3 out of 4. Gotta say it. That's just not good, man. I'm contemplating back and forth on bonus. Okay, you know what? Full disclosure, I'm just gonna say it. I like bonus, but I gotta admit the truth. Bonus is a bad power, so that there. Everything's fine. Now we got Edge. Another unfortunate case of a sleep radar snare. Man, you got importance. I'm sorry. It's a shame that only 2 Eds are good and the other is amazing. 1 Ed is good, 2 are bad. Okay, let's just not sugarcoat this. We all agree? 4 out of 4, Courage. We all agree? Best Nano in the game. Literally won a poll by the magical dealer that... The magic dealer, not the magical. The magic dealer literally ran a poll that proved he was the best Nano. We don't need to dwell on this? We're good? Okay. Right. I see we all agree. Moving on to Samurai Jack. Man, importance, jump group damage, but you just had to have antidotes. I love the Samurai Jack Nano, but he's a 3. Now we got a Coup. Stun, bonus, damage. Now I know, again, I personally think this is a 4 out of 4 Nano, but by going back and forth, and we just have to say a bonus sucks. I know. We'll give him a 3. The 3 out of 4 tier is just the most packed tier, so yeah. And last, but certainly not least, where is my thing? Humongousaur, our newest Nano. By the time of me recording this, the Nano video isn't even out yet. That should be out tomorrow. I plan to get it out tomorrow. Here we are, Humongousaur. He's got damage, he's got freedom, and that is about it. That is really about all he has. He does have a snare, but I think that honestly puts him at a 3 out of 4. And this is it. Ignore these 3. I am going to do them when I do the Nanopalooza stream, where I go through the Academy Nanos and the 3 Nanos that were supposed to be done with this stream. But yeah, here we are. It took us 35 minutes, but here we are. Nano tier list. Bit controversial, I will admit. But I thought logically. I debated on a lot of powers. As you could see, bonus, freedom, sneak. I still think bonus is a good power, freedom, pretty good. Of course, say damage is a good power. This is my official ranking of the Nanos. Let me get that out of the way. My opinions. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. You want to do this? I will probably link the tier list in the video. If you want to look it up, Fusionfall Nano tier list, new Nano tier list maker. Look for this guy. There was a bunch of Nano tier lists. So this is it. This is the Nano tier list.